He was more than a boxer. He was a poet, a provocateur, and a revolutionary. His fists spoke with fury, but his voice spoke with power. He defied presidents, challenged conventions, and became a symbol of a generation's fight for justice. This is the untold story of Muhammad Ali, the man born Cassius Clay, who became not just the greatest boxer in history, but one of the greatest figures the world has ever known. Childhood and early life, 1942 to 1960. Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. was born on January 17, 1942, in Louisville, Kentucky, into a time of deep racial segregation. His childhood was marked by the realities of growing up black in America, and he would later use his platform to speak against the injustices he witnessed. His journey to greatness began with a simple yet defining moment. His bicycle was stolen. A young Cassius went to a police officer, who also happened to be a boxing trainer, to report the theft. He angrily declared that he was going to whoop the thief. The officer, Joe Martin, responded, "Well, you better learn to box first." And so a legend's career began. Cassius quickly showed a natural talent for boxing. He was not only fast and agile, but also a master of psychological warfare. He would taunt his opponents with rhymes and predictions, a style that was unheard of in the boxing world. He won his first amateur fight in 1954 and would go on to win 6 Kentucky Golden Gloves titles and 2 National Golden Gloves titles. His path led him to the biggest stage of all. In 1960, at just 18 years old, he won the Olympic gold medal in Rome, a moment that should have been the pinnacle of a young American's dream. But when he returned home, he was still denied service at a local diner because of his race, an act that deeply affected him and solidified his resolve to fight for equality. The rise of a legend, 1960 to 1964. After his Olympic victory, Cassius Clay turned professional. He was flamboyant, charismatic, and unlike any boxer before him. He was famous for his phrase, "float like a butterfly, sting like a bee," a description of his unique, graceful boxing style. The media, however, saw him as arrogant and a loudmouth. His first major challenge came in 1964 against the fearsome world heavyweight champion, Sonny Liston. Liston was considered invincible. The world expected Cassius to be easily defeated, but he shocked everyone. In a stunning display of speed and skill, he outmatched Liston, and after the 7th round, Liston refused to continue. Cassius Clay, the underdog, was now the world champion. This victory was followed by an even bigger moment that would define his life. He announced his conversion to Islam and rejected his slave name, Cassius Clay. He was now to be known as Muhammad Ali. This decision was met with a firestorm of controversy. The American public and media refused to use his new name. But for Ali, it was a profound act of spiritual and personal liberation. The Golden Age in controversy, 1965 to 1970. As the Vietnam War escalated, Muhammad Ali's fame and controversy grew in tandem. In 1967, he was drafted into the U.S. Army. But Ali, a devout Muslim and a symbol of black liberation, refused to go, famously stating, "I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong. No Viet Cong ever called me a nigger." This statement sent shockwaves across the country. He was stripped of his boxing license, his world title, and sentenced to 5 years in prison. He appealed the decision, but his career was effectively put on hold for over 3 years, at the peak of his physical prime. During this time, while other boxers fought for his crown, Muhammad Ali became a powerful anti-war activist and civil rights leader. He toured college campuses, giving speeches and inspiring a generation with his unwavering courage and his commitment to his principles. The world watched as its most famous athlete gave up everything he had for his beliefs. If you're captivated by the incredible courage of Muhammad Ali and want to see more stories of heroes who fought for their beliefs, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Your support helps us keep bringing these untold stories to life. And if you're enjoying this journey, please give this video a like. The comeback and the greatest fights, 1971 to 1975. After the Supreme Court overturned his conviction in 1971, Muhammad Ali was finally able to return to boxing. The world was ready for his comeback. His first major fight was against Joe Frazier, who had become the new world champion in Ali's absence. Dubbed the fight of the century, it was a brutal, epic battle that went the full 15 rounds, with Frazier ultimately winning by a unanimous decision. It was Ali's first professional loss, but it cemented his status as a legendary fighter. The rivalry between Ali and Frazier continued, leading to the infamous rematch, the Thrilla in Manila, in 1975. But before that, Ali had another historic fight, the Rumble in the Jungle, against the intimidating George Foreman in Zaire, modern-day Congo. The world once again saw Ali as the underdog, but Ali, using his famous rope-a-dope tactic, allowing Foreman to punch him repeatedly to tire him out, shocked the world again by knocking Foreman out in the 8th round. He had reclaimed the world heavyweight title, proving he was still the greatest. The final years in a powerful legacy. After a few more years in the ring, Muhammad Ali officially retired from boxing in 1981. Soon after, he began to show signs of a neurological disorder, later diagnosed as Parkinson's disease, likely a result of the thousands of punches he had taken during his career. The once loud and charismatic voice was now quiet, and his body trembled, a heartbreaking contrast to his former agility. Yet even in his final years, his spirit remained strong. He became a global humanitarian, an ambassador for peace and religious tolerance. In 1996, he lit the Olympic torch in Atlanta, a moment that brought tears to the eyes of millions. It was a beautiful culmination of his journey, from an Olympic gold medalist who was denied service to a global icon revered by all. Muhammad Ali passed away on June 3, 2016, at the age of 74. His legacy is immeasurable. He was a champion not just in the ring, but for civil rights, for peace, and for self-belief. His words, his courage, and his unwavering spirit continue to inspire millions. Muhammad Ali taught us that being a champion isn't just about winning fights, it's about fighting for what you believe in. He was a man who went from being a rebel to being a legend, and his life reminds us that true greatness is measured not by the championships you win, but by the legacy you leave behind. And in the story of Muhammad Ali, that legacy is simply the greatest.